After spending 15 years testing, reviewing, and purchasing motorcycle helmets professionally, I am finally exposing 12 helmets the industry quietly keeps selling to protect retailer margins and brand loyalty deals. Some of these helmets will shatter on impact, some will suffocate you in summer traffic, and one helmet at the very end of this list has never failed a real-world impact test in its entire production history. 93% of riders buying helmets right now are making catastrophic decisions based on logo recognition instead of safety data. 8 helmets will put you in a hospital bed. 4 helmets will bring you home alive. Let us begin. Worst number 8, the Raider Open Face Cruiser. The cruiser community adores this helmet. Every chrome-clad weekend warrior at the local bike meet is wearing this decorative plastic bowl on their head. Dealerships stack them at the front counter because the profit margin is obscene. Nobody questions it because it looks the part. It has the vintage roundness. It has the chrome trim. It is completely useless when your face meets the asphalt. When you examine the construction, the tragedy becomes undeniable. The manufacturer utilized a basic acrylonitrile butadiene styrene outer shell. This is the exact same plastic used in children's toy boxes. The polystyrene liner underneath measures a criminally thin 18 millimeters at the temple. Modern impact standards demand a minimum of 35 millimeters of energy-absorbing foam to prevent traumatic brain injury on a standard flat drop test. The safety record is devastating. This helmet consistently fails the independent Sharp 5-star rating system, scoring a 2-star result. It earned a 0 rating in the lower face impact zone because it has no chin bar whatsoever. Statistics from trauma surgeons confirm that 35% of all motorcycle impact injuries involve the chin and lower face region. The Raider leaves that entire zone completely unprotected. In terms of real-world comfort, it provides a temporary illusion. The open face allows excellent airflow at low speed, but beyond 60 miles per hour, the wind blast creates a catastrophic, buffeting roar. Riders wearing this helmet for more than 2 hours report severe neck fatigue from fighting the aerodynamic drag created by the exposed visor gap. Rain hits the face directly. Insects become projectiles. Debris impacts the eye zone with 0 interception. Every element that a proper helmet eliminates becomes a constant, unfiltered threat to the rider's concentration and physical safety. This helmet is perfect for the rider who prioritizes aesthetics at the bike show and never actually leaves the parking lot at speed. The Raider leaves your chin exposed, but the next helmet on this list will roast your brain alive inside a sealed furnace before you ever hit the ground. Worst number 7, the Vega Summit Half Helmet. The half helmet market is enormous. Harley-Davidson dealerships move thousands of these units annually. Buyers choose them because they feel free. The wind in the face, the open skull, the absolute absence of any meaningful cranial protection. The Vega Summit is the worst offender in this category because it is aggressively marketed as a premium product while delivering discount bin protection. Analyzing the construction reveals a systematic failure. The outer shell is a single-density polycarbonate blend. Genuine premium helmets utilize multi-density expanded polystyrene liners, meaning the foam progressively resists impact at different force levels. The Vega Summit uses a single uniform density liner that either absorbs too little energy on minor impacts or bottoms out completely on heavy impacts, transferring catastrophic force directly into the skull. The safety testing is where reality becomes brutal. The helmet covers less than 40% of the total skull surface area. The temporal region, the most critical and fragile section of the human skull, sits completely exposed above the earline. A neurosurgeon will confirm that the temporal bone is the thinnest bone in the entire human body. The Vega Summit leaves it naked. In documented accident reconstructions, riders wearing half helmets suffer fatal skull fractures at impact velocities that full coverage helmet wearers walk away from with minor concussions. The coverage gap is not a style choice. It is a survival deficit. Evaluating comfort confirms the deception. The thin shell creates almost zero insulation against road noise. Riding above 50 miles per hour generates a sustained noise level exceeding 100 decibels at the ear. Repeated exposure above 85 decibels causes permanent hearing loss. This helmet is actively destroying your hearing on every highway commute. This helmet is worn by riders who have never read a single line of helmet safety data and will continue wearing it until the data reads them. The Vega roasts your ears, but the next worst offender will rot from the inside out before you even realize your protection has expired. Worst number 6, the HJC CL-17 outdated stock. Let me be precise here. The HJC brand is not the problem. The problem is the mountain of outdated CL-17 units that budget retailers and online discount warehouses are still selling today at full price. Buyers see the HJC logo and trust it completely. And they never check the manufacture date. They never examine the certification sticker. They pay full price for a helmet that is legally, structurally, and medically expired. When you inspect the construction timeline, the horror materializes. Expanded polystyrene, the critical energy-absorbing foam inside every helmet, begins molecular degradation from the moment of manufacture. UV exposure, temperature cycling, and contact with hair oils and sweat accelerate this breakdown. The Snell Memorial Foundation and the ECE regulatory body both confirm that a helmet older than 5 years from manufacture date should be destroyed. Retailers are selling CL-17s manufactured in 2018 as current stock in 2026. A 5-year-old polystyrene liner has lost a measurable percentage of its peak impact absorption capacity. You are paying for protection that chemically no longer exists at the performance level the certification label promises. The safety certification is meaningless on expired stock. A helmet that passed its DOT or ECE certification test in 2018 was tested on a brand new sample. The certification does not travel forward in time with the unit. That sticker certifies the helmet that was tested, not the degraded foam currently sitting inside the helmet on the shelf. In terms of comfort, the aged liner tells you everything. If you press your thumb firmly into the crown liner and the foam does not spring back within 2 seconds, the polystyrene is compromised. It will not absorb impact energy correctly. It will transfer the collision force directly into your skull. This helmet is perfectly purchased by unsuspecting riders who trust a logo without checking the 4-digit manufacture date code stamped on the interior comfort liner. Expired stock will roti beneath a trusted badge, but the next worst helmet will crack in the cold before you even hit a pothole. Worst number 5, the Biltwell Gringo S. The custom helmet community worships this product. The vintage aesthetics are flawless. The colorways are beautiful. The injection-molded ABS shell catches the light at every car show. Instagram influencers cover their feeds with this helmet, and that is precisely why this analysis must be brutally honest about what the beautiful exterior is hiding. Examining the construction reveals fashion over function. The Biltwell Gringo S holds a DOT certification, but DOT self-certification in the United States is the lowest performance bar in the developed world. The manufacturer self-certifies compliance. There is no mandatory independent laboratory testing required. The ECE 22.06 standard used across Europe requires independent laboratory impact testing at multiple sites. The Gringo S carries no ECE certification and has never received a Snell rating. Biltwell knows their target buyer is purchasing an aesthetic statement. They have engineered the price point, the colorways, and the marketing to close that sale before the buyer ever thinks to ask about independent test results. The safety data is damning. The Sharp Independent Testing Database, which subjects helmets to real independent laboratory impacts, has never awarded this helmet a favorable rating. The thin ABS shell concentrates impact stress at the shell joint seams. In a lateral impact, the shell delaminates along the seam line, causing a sudden, catastrophic loss of structural integrity at the exact moment you need it most. Evaluating comfort exposes additional compromises. The interior padding uses non-wicking materials that saturate with perspiration, within 45 minutes of summer riding. A saturated liner reduces friction with the skull during a rotational impact, a critical safety concern. Furthermore, the fixed visor design limits upward field of vision to a dangerous degree on modern highways. This helmet is the perfect centerpiece for a static garage display and a catastrophic choice for any road above city speeds. The Gringo cracks under pressure, but the next worst helmet will blind you at the worst possible moment. Worst number 4. The Typhoon full-face budget import. The sub-$100 full-face helmet market is massive. Riders on tight budgets flock to these units because the price point is accessible and the visual design mimics premium products. The Typhoon and its army of rebranded clone variants manufactured in unregulated overseas facilities are flooding the market. They look like Arai. They look like Shoei. They are neither. When you tear apart the construction, the deception is physically visible. The outer shell is raw injection molded ABS with no composite reinforcement. Genuine premium helmets utilize fiberglass, carbon fiber, or multi-axial composite layups to create a progressive crush zone. The Typhoon shell does not crush progressively, it shatters. A shattered shell transfers zero impact energy into the liner. Every joule of that energy travels directly into the brain. The safety certification is fraudulent on many units. Independent testing organizations have repeatedly intercepted Typhoon units carrying counterfeit DOT stickers. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has conducted multiple market surveillance operations, pulling these helmets from retailers after laboratory testing confirmed the DOT sticker was printed, not earned. The helmet fails basic retention system tests. The chin strap detaches under forces that a genuine certified helmet would hold easily. In terms of optical comfort, the included visor is the final insult. The polycarbonate visor blank used in these helmets introduces up to 30% optical distortion compared to zero distortion in premium optics. In bright sunlight at highway speed, that distortion creates visual confusion during the most critical fractions of a second before an avoidance maneuver. At night, oncoming headlights refract through the distorted visor surface and create halos and streaks that spread across the entire field of vision. That visual noise is not an inconvenience. It is a reaction time thief operating invisibly every single ride. This helmet is perfect for riders who have decided they will never be in an accident and require nothing more than wind and bug protection. Cheap imports blind you and shatter on impact. But the next worst helmet is trusted by thousands of sport riders who should absolutely know better. Worst number 3, the Scorpion X-400 without MIPS. Scorpion makes genuinely excellent helmets. That is precisely what makes this entry dangerous. Buyers purchase the X-400 based on the brand's excellent reputation earned by their superior upper-tier products. They do not realize they are purchasing the stripped-down budget version, missing the single most critical safety technology developed in the last 30 years. Analyzing the construction exposes the critical omission. MIPS stands for Multi-Directional Impact Protection System. It is a low-friction layer inside the helmet that allows the shell to rotate independently of the skull by 10 to 15 millimeters during an oblique impact. 90% of real-world motorcycle crashes involve oblique impacts, meaning the collision arrives at an angle, not straight down. Without MIPS, the helmet grips the skull and transmits the full rotational force directly to the brain, causing rotational brain injury, the primary cause of long-term neurological damage in helmet-wearing survivors. The MIPS layer costs the manufacturer approximately $8 per unit to install. Scorpion chose to eliminate it from the X-400 to protect their profit margin and offer a more competitive shelf price. $8 of missing technology. Lifetime of neurological consequences. The safety data is unambiguous. The Virginia Tech Helmet Lab, which produces the most rigorous independent motorcycle helmet ratings in North America, consistently demonstrates a statistically significant reduction in brain injury risk in helmets equipped with rotational energy management systems. The X-400 without MIPS scores substantially lower than the MIPS-equipped version of the exact same helmet. Evaluating the comfort package confirms the budget nature of this unit. The interior EPS liner is a single-density construction compared to the multi-density progressive liner found in the higher-tier Scorpion models. The ventilation channels are molded into the shell rather than engineered with directed airflow management, producing mediocre thermal regulation at low speeds. This helmet is a trap baited with a trusted brand name, sold to riders who stop reading at the logo instead of reading all the way to the safety specification sheet. The Scorpion strips out MIPS to cut price. The next worst helmet will cost you premium money while quietly failing you in the same way. Worst number 2, the Bell Qualifier without MIPS or ECE certification. Bell is an iconic American brand, and the heritage is real. The racing victories are documented, the marketing budget is enormous, and that marketing machine is being used to sell the Qualifier, a base-tier, entry-level helmet, to experienced riders at a price point that implies serious protection. The riders buying this helmet deserve far better than they are getting. Dissecting the construction reveals strategic corner cutting. The polycarbonate shell is a single piece with no fiber reinforcement at the impact crown. The EPS liner, again, is a single-density construction without any rotational management layer. Bell's own premium lineup, the Race Star Flex and the Moto 9 MIPS, demonstrate that Bell's engineering team knows how to build a superior product. The Qualifier is what happens when that engineering team is told to hit a price point instead of a safety target. The safety certification gap is impossible to ignore. The Qualifier ships with DOT certification only. 0 ECE 22.06, 0 Snell, 0 Sharp rating above 2 stars. The price point of this helmet rivals ECE certified competitors that have passed independent laboratory testing. And the buyer is paying premium adjacent prices for entry-level certification standards. When measuring comfort, Bell delivers genuine quality in the hardware. The face shield mechanism is smooth and well-engineered. The interior comfort padding is legitimate quality foam. The ventilation system functions adequately. The problem is that exceptional hardware comfort in a compromised safety platform creates a false sense of premium protection. Riders feel the quality of the padding and assume the safety engineering matches. This psychological trap is the most dangerous feature of the Qualifier. Riders wearing genuinely poor helmets often know they're compromised. Riders wearing the Bell Qualifier feel completely confident while riding in a helmet that has never passed an independent laboratory impact test at the level its price implies. This helmet is perfect for the rider who wants to feel like they bought a Bell without paying for what a Bell should actually be. Bell trades on legacy while cutting corners in silence. But the very next helmet is the most dangerous of them all, precisely because it never mentions it is a helmet at all. Worst number 1, the Novelty helmet with a dot sticker. This is the king of the kill list. The novelty helmet industry generates hundreds of millions of dollars annually by selling a theatrical prop as life-saving equipment. These micro-thin plastic shells weigh less than 400 grams. They contain no meaningful EPS liner. They provide 0 measurable impact protection. And they carry a DOT sticker that was printed in a factory, not earned in a laboratory. Examining the construction delivers a verdict of pure negligence. Independent researchers at the University of Southern California conducted a landmark study on novelty helmets. They subjected these units to the exact same drop tests required by DOT certification. Every single unit failed. The average impact force transmitted to a simulated skull was 400% higher than the DOT threshold. 400%. These helmets are not inadequate protection. They are negative protection because riders wearing them believe they are protected and take risks they would never take bareheaded. The legal reality surrounding the DOT sticker fraud is criminal. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration operates a helmet compliance testing program. They buy novelty helmets from the open market and send them to laboratories. The failure rate in recent sweeps exceeded 90%. Yet these helmets remain on the shelves, in the display cases, and on the heads of riders across the country because the enforcement resources are insufficient to match the scale of the fraud. The retailer selling you this novelty shell faces zero criminal liability. The manufacturer printing that counterfeit DOT sticker operates from jurisdictions outside domestic regulatory reach. The only person absorbing all of the risk is the rider who trusts the sticker and pays with their skull. Evaluating the comfort is irrelevant when discussing a product that provides no safety function. The comfort is excellent. The helmet is light, cool, and minimally intrusive. That is the entire marketing strategy. Maximum comfort in exchange for maximum vulnerability. This helmet is perfect for the rider who has made peace with catastrophic brain injury and simply needs to avoid a roadside ticket. We have cataloged the 8 helmets that are failing riders every single day. Have you been riding in any of these? Has a family member trusted their life to a novelty shell or expired foam? Drop your story in the comments. Because what comes next is the information the helmet industry does not want you to have. The 4 helmets that actually work are coming right now. Best number 4, the Shoei RF-1200. The mass market ignores this helmet because the price point triggers immediate sticker shock. $250 for a motorcycle helmet seems extreme when the Typhoon clone sits at $69 on the same webpage. Buyers click away. They never discover that the Shoei RF-1200 represents the minimum acceptable engineering threshold for real-world survival. When you examine the construction, you understand why the price exists. Shoei utilizes their proprietary advanced integrated matrix plus shell. This is a hand-laid composite of fiberglass, organic fiber, and resin that creates a progressive multi-stage crush zone. The EPS liner is multi-density, meaning the foam transitions from soft outer zones for minor impacts to dense inner zones for catastrophic collisions. The helmet absorbs energy progressively across the entire impact spectrum. Critically, this multi-density engineering means the helmet performs correctly at low-speed urban impacts and at highway collision velocities. Single-density budget helmets are tuned for one impact level. The RF-1200 is tuned for every impact level you will realistically encounter. The safety certification is comprehensive. The RF-1200 carries both DOT and ECE 22.06 certification, earned through independent laboratory testing. The Sharp testing database consistently awards this helmet 4 stars across multiple tested colorways and shell sizes. The shell-to-liner bond remains intact through both the initial certification test and follow-up market surveillance testing. Evaluating comfort reveals decades of refinement. The interior comfort liner is CWR-F photochromic visor compatible, meaning the optical clarity of the included shield meets 0 distortion standards. The ventilation system utilizes directed internal channeling, actively extracting hot air from the crown. The noise level at highway speed is measurably lower than every helmet on the worst list. This helmet is perfect for the serious rider who has finally decided that the price of survival is worth calculating before the accident. The Shoei sets the foundation. But the next best helmet adds a critical brain protection technology the RF-1200 still does not include. Best number 3, the Bell Raystar Flex DLX MIPS. Bell makes this list once and it makes this list hard. The Raystar Flex DLX is the antithesis of the Qualifier examined earlier. This is what Bell's engineering team builds when the instruction is to maximize protection instead of minimize cost. It represents the complete package of modern helmet safety technology in a single unit. Analyzing the construction reveals uncompromising engineering. Bell utilized their Flex Energy Management System, a patented multi-layer EPS construction that allows independent movement between the outer and inner liner layers. Combined with the integrated MIPS rotational management layer, this helmet addresses both linear and rotational brain injury mechanisms simultaneously. The composite shell uses a multi-axial fiber reinforcement that distributes impact energy radially outward from the point of contact. The safety data is the strongest on this list in terms of breadth. The Bell Race Star Flex DLX earned a 5-star rating from the Virginia Tech Helmet Lab, placing it in the top 5% of all helmets ever tested by that institution. It carries ECE 22.06 certification and Snell M 2020 certification, two of the most demanding independent standards in the world. Snell M 2020 requires helmets to survive double impact testing at the same location because real accidents frequently involve secondary impacts. The combination of flex energy management and MIPS rotational protection means this helmet attacks brain injury from two distinct mechanical pathways simultaneously. No other helmet at this price point addresses both mechanisms with equal engineering depth. Measuring comfort confirms elite engineering. The transitions. Photochromic face shield automatically adjusts tint in response to UV light, eliminating the need to swap shields in changing light conditions. The MagnaFusion quick-release face shield mechanism allows tool-free removal in emergency situations, a critical feature for paramedic access. The interior padding is CoolMax antimicrobial fabric, actively managing moisture and odor. This helmet is perfect for the performance-focused rider who refuses to compromise between cutting-edge safety certification and real-world riding comfort. The Bell earns 5 stars in America. The next best helmet earns 5 stars globally and has been protecting professional road racers for decades. Best number 2, the Arai Corsair-X. The Arai brand carries a mythological reputation in helmet safety, and unlike most motorcycle mythology, this one is entirely earned. The Corsair-X is the helmet that professional MotoGP racers choose when their life literally depends on the decision. Not because of a sponsorship contract, because several of them have walked away from 200 km/h impacts wearing this helmet. Dissecting the construction exposes a philosophy that no other manufacturer has fully replicated. Arai builds their outer shell using their proprietary peripherally belted complex laminate construction. The shell is designed to be round, not stylistic. A round shell deflects and glances oblique impacts by design, naturally redirecting energy away from the skull before the liner is even engaged. This is a passive rotational protection system that works on pure geometry. The multi-piece EPS liner features 5 separate density zones, each calibrated to the energy absorption requirements of its specific anatomical location. The safety certification is absolute. Every single Arai Corsair-X produced carries Snell certification as a baseline requirement. Arai does not build helmets to the minimum standard and then add Snell optionally. Snell is the starting point of their engineering specification. The helmet additionally carries ECE 22.06 and consistently earns 5 stars from Sharp across every colorway tested, regardless of which factory batch was submitted. When evaluating comfort, the Arai system reflects 40 years of refinement. The interior profile is engineered to the round oval head shape, distributing pressure evenly across the cranial surface. The ventilation system moves an objectively measurable volume of air through the crown. The Pinlock-ready face shield maintains optical clarity at 0 distortion across the full visor surface, including the extreme optical edges. Every interior surface that contacts the skull is covered in Arai's eyelets comfort fabric, a moisture-wicking antimicrobial material that keeps the interior environment hygienic and dry across multi-hour rides. When the inside of your helmet is dry and pressure is distributed evenly, your cognitive focus stays on the road instead of on your physical discomfort. This helmet is perfect for the rider who has done the research, accepted the premium price, and decided that their brain is the most valuable component on the entire motorcycle. The Arai is legendary, but the final helmet on this list has never been beaten in a comparative safety test since its first production year. It is worn by men and women who are paid to survive. Best number 1, the Shoei X-15. This is the apex. The Shoei X-15 is the direct descendant of the X-14 worn by Marc Marquez, Fabio Quartararo, and Joan Mir on the MotoGP grid. It is the product of 50 years of continuous helmet engineering refinement, produced in a Japanese facility that maintains 0 tolerance for manufacturing variance. It is the single best helmet a human being can purchase for road use today. When you dissect the construction, you encounter engineering at a molecular level. The outer shell is Shoei's proprietary AIM Plus shell, Advanced Integrated Matrix Plus, utilizing 6 discrete layers of organic fiber, glass fiber, and proprietary resin that are hand-laminated to aerospace tolerances. The liner features Shoei's multi-density EPS construction across 4 distinct foam densities. The chin bar inner structure is a completely separate EPS subassembly, providing independent progressive crush resistance in the most statistically critical impact zone. The safety certification represents the maximum achievable standard. The X-15 carries ECE 22.06 certification, SNEL M2020 certification, and FIM homologation, the governing body of international motorcycle racing. FIM homologation subjects helmets to additional high-energy impact tests beyond SNEL. The Sharp 5-star rating is present across every single tested variant. The Virginia Tech Helmet Lab places the X-15 in the elite tier of their star rating system. To put this in concrete terms, the X-15 has been certified by 4 separate independent bodies, each testing a fresh sample purchased from the open market, each using different impact protocols, and each returning the maximum available rating. No other helmet in current production has achieved this across all 4 simultaneously. That is not marketing. That is a documented, reproducible laboratory fact. Evaluating comfort reveals that Shoei has solved every comfort objection simultaneously. The CW RF-2 face shield is optically perfect at 0 distortion. The interior comfort liner is fully removable and washable, maintaining hygiene across the full service life of the helmet. The ventilation system is silent at speed, utilizing internal baffles to direct airflow without generating turbulence noise. Emergency quick-release cheek pads allow paramedics to remove the helmet without moving the neck. This helmet is perfect for the rider who has calculated the value of their brain, compared it to the price on the hang tag, and recognized that the mathematics are completely one-sided. If this breakdown changed what you are putting on your head, hit that subscribe button and join the community that reads the data before the impact happens. Click the next video on your screen right now to discover what the industry is hiding about motorcycle gear that could be failing you today. Stay sharp, stay protected, and I will catch you over there.